Yo, oh, hey, what's up? How's it going? Man, I gotta tell you, it's so fucking hot in LA. I had to shower twice, like for no reason. Like, but yeah, the reason's because I was sweating, and it fucking sucks. Well, anyways, let's talk about what is the mind, how it works, and why you should care. Like, you know, to your benefit. Otherwise, the mind is feeble. And what does that mean? The mind is feeble because, okay, let's start with feeble. Feeble does not mean weak. You know why? And this is like, either you're gonna make sense out of it, or you're gonna think it's cringe or edgy or something. But look, feeble is not weak. You know why? Because weakness is a choice. Now you're like, okay, how is weakness a choice? Well, it is a choice. I mean, you always have the chance to kill yourself, right? Would that be considered weak? That's, you know, more extreme. You know, you could say, no, it's not weakness. It's, you know, pain and stuff. But let's say, for example, I mean, at the bare minimum, the way we're structured biologically is so we can survive, right? You know, and I'm not going deep into evolution because evolution's like, is not perfect due to eugenics. But if you ever been taught evolution or basic fundamental, you know that we grow and we evolve. It goes from one species to another, and over a long span of time it changes and then adapts to its environment. That's the key point. So now if you want to go the edgy way, like the old school type of evolution, the, you know, that has a lot of flaws, well, the strongest will survive. But all this talk about strength and weakness, well, like, what does weakness really mean? If you're put in a bad situation, you're probably gonna say no, right? Now, like I said, it's probably gonna sound edgy, but you gotta be smart about it. But I think it's okay to be confrontational. Now, this gets me in trouble sometimes, but you know what? I'm not weak. I stand up for myself now, because I had a childhood of being bullied. When someone tells me some shit, I stand up for myself. I don't talk shit back. That's too low. No, physically stand up, walk up to them, and tell them, who are you talking to? Because you deserve that respect. Now, if you're in the wrong, look, don't be like, you gotta have some common sense, man. If you're in the wrong, you don't deserve respect, right? But if someone has a problem with you, you outright ask them and say it with your chest. What do you need? Who are you talking to? Because you can't just let other people put you down. Now, like I said, be smart with it. If you're put in a bad situation that's really gonna mess you up, you obviously don't want to go through with it, you know. I don't think, I mean if that's what your belief, man, like death before dishonor, you go at it, go be a hero. But like, you know, I use very extreme cases, as you can tell. But what does feeble mean? If we're not defining feeble as weak, feeble isn't necessarily weakness, because being feeble, it's not so much about choice. Like, let's say you're depressed, right? You don't choose to be depressed, but I would say depression is an albeit, like, it's an underlying symptom of many things. I mean, you don't just fucking wake up, I mean, yeah, you do just wake up unhappy and you're like, I don't, you know, but that can be fixed, and not with medication. Like, you ought to be like clinically depressed, like, I don't know, but even with clinical depression, there's treatments that are simple as exercise, healthy eating, and it doesn't stop there. You know, the more depressed, the harder it is. Just like being overweight, the more weight you gain, the harder it is to reverse back. So, like, especially if you have diabetes, you know, if you're at the point of diabetes, now you have to do blood, you know, you have to prick your finger, depending how your diabetes works. But diabetes is not all be it. Look, even people with diabetes who unfortunately have diabetes and they're not overweight, they can still deal with it. And I'd argue that depression's kind of the same way, where, I mean, you're depressed every day, you don't want to wake up. It's kind of the same thing. And how the mind works, and it's not even that crazy, it's not even that deep. You could literally convince yourself just about anything. And I noticed this because if you convince yourself about a bunch of horrible things, your life degrades. Like I said, it's not even that deep. Like, that's kind of, I mean, it should be obvious. But when you're in a framework, and if you don't know what a framework is, I think the best video to kind of explain frameworks would be of J-Reg. Like the political commentator, like, you know, that's like satirical. Like, I really love those videos. He goes into depth into a lot of things, and it's just funny, right? It's hella layers of irony. But I mean, to put it simple, a framework isn't just merely the concept or the construct of the thing. It's not merely an idea. A framework, it's a whole set of concepts tied together to kind of make how you view reality. So you might have, for example, easiest thing to say, you might have a political opinion, but like, not everyone's necessarily like full-on fucking political. Like, you don't, like, what does it take to go from one idea to like being part of a movement, right? Like, in order to mobilize people, you have to make them believe that the world's a certain way. And this goes for both ways. Like, you could be becoming a Nazi, you could be becoming a communist. But one thing in common is they both have a framework that the current way things are not good enough, and they need to be overthrown, and they need to be overtaken by a state. And, you know, I'm not gonna debate, I mean, but like, that is one factual thing they have in common, that they want to replace the state with their own version of a better, you know, better world. And, you know, that's just another extreme. I don't know what the fuck that is. That is not a cricket by no way. So we understand that the mind is feeble because it's not weak, because weakness is a choice, right? And you know, in order to not be weak, you gotta stand up for yourself. And if something stops you from, like, really, and not just like biological survival, if something stops you from really achieving your goals and shit, because see, we may laugh at the people that like we may laugh at like these fucking gurus and shit. Like, I'm not a guru or nothing, right? I'm just like you, I'm a regular ass person. But I mean, I guess if I'm good at one thing, is to think in more words. Even though, like, yeah, I'm fucking, like, I'm socially autistic, like, I'm scared of talking to people. That is exactly the weakness choice. Like, right, I'm being weak by not putting myself out there. So what you think I'm doing here, right? Like, I'm speaking to you and I'm making a choice to, you know, put myself out there. And it's like a mode of practice. So think about something that bothers you, right? Something like you really dream of. Well, I mean, the real reason why you're not capable is because you live in a framework. You live in a framework against yourself. You know, I've experienced this by being depressed. I've experienced this by being very antisocial, misanthropic. You know, I've experienced this by, like, you know, I like to think a lot, so people who think a lot, they question everything. You know, and it's very humbling. It's very nice to question yourself. But, like, some things, I mean, you know, you should definitely question yourself, but, like, are you questioning your you know, you could question your existence, but are you beating yourself down for existing? Like, you know, where does that lead to? I noticed that when I was a communist in high school, my framework changed, and it really fucked me up. This is the thing that really changed the way I think everything. You know, it's why I quit politics. When I came to a realization that certain mindset, you know, whether it be philosophy, whether it be something, if I thoroughly believed in capitalism, there's quite a chance I might have not been rich, but you know, I could have been in the military. I might have done something according to that. So think about that. The way you view the world impacts you, and it's like, yeah, it's obvious, but I'm challenging you to put it into practice. I don't want you to just come out this video and be like, oh, you know, like, that's fucking obvious. No, like, I want you to apply it to your life. You know, that doesn't, like, yeah, there's a lot of benefits to doing physical things, but how do you even get to that point if you're not even there? Like, I mean, I've only had one schizophrenic friend in my lifetime. And I kind of got bored of him because he didn't, like, I got out of the lifestyle. Like, he's not really self-aware. I mean, maybe he is. But the point I'm trying to make is that he'll just drink alcohol and, like, fucking kick it, right? It's like, you know, I came back. I used to be in a fucked up place. So I loved hanging out with him. You know why? Because you just talk to him. So he tells stories. And, you know, I hated people to the point where I wouldn't talk to anyone. But I felt lonely. Like, realistically, like, I felt lonely. So having him around, it's like, well, I have one person speaking to multiple people. So it's like, no, but like, you know, more jokingly, but no, seriously. You know, I like being around him because I just had a hatred for people and he was different. But later on, when I realized, like, you know, this mindset's not healthy, I still try to be friends with him, but it's just not the same. Things were changing, not so much around me, but within me, because of my reality. The way I viewed reality was not the same. And that led to the steps of me being here, right? Same mindset of hating myself or hating the world led me to be more of an asshole, led me to be more aggressive. Why? When you're a misanthrope, you really believe that people are out, like, and it's kind of funny because, I don't know, to a degree, like, if I wanted to put, like, the blame on myself, right, I guess I was being selfish in a way. Like, it doesn't require for you to interact with others to be selfish. And, like, the reason why I say that is because by not putting yourself out there, like, by not having friends, by being misanthropic, by being hateful towards the world, you're not outright being selfish to somebody else, but you're being selfish because you always keep to yourself. Like, you always, you know, it's all about you, and the world is just not great. And it makes you want to kill yourself. Like, you know, you can, I mean, I can't get over it. Like I was really like that. Like, you get to a point where you get bored of you. You know? That's where misanthropy leads to. That's where that dark reality leads to. You know? Dark realities lead you to suicide. And otherwise, I wouldn't be speaking on it. A lot of depressed people are very prone to terrible frameworks. You know, like, I mean, like I said, I don't blame you. Like, if you're schizophrenic, you know, you don't really have control of certain hallucinations. But I also noticed that with the schizophrenic friend I used to have, that his framework was out of whack. Like, his voices were threatening. So you know what I told him to do? I told him to meditate. So he never meditated in his life before, right? This is a schizophrenic that just fucking drank, and like, that's really bad for your health, right? Like, if you're not, he was not in a good mental mindset. He thought he was gonna die. He had voices telling him to kill himself. And I'm not fucking kidding. Like, I'm not just saying this because, like, I told him to meditate one day, and I, you know, this is how this is how you know I was in the wrong. Like, I told him to take acid, right? But even worse, I knew he was not supposed to take acid, but I don't really know. But look, luckily I didn't fucking up more than he was. Like, you know, I feel like the alcohol was messing him up. Like, I told him to meditate, and he took like a small dose of acid, nothing like big. Like, I didn't give him like 15 fucking tabs. Like, I just told him, like, here, take half a tab, see, try this out, meditate. I told him, listen to the voices. What are they telling you? Why do they bother you? You know, what does it mean? And you know, like your natural instinct, because that shit's uncomfortable, you just fucking, you don't want to ignore it. You know, it's telling, someone tells you to kill yourself, you're not gonna listen to them, and you know, or you might, you're that down bad, and then like, please don't, because trust, like, you can literally change, you can convince yourself. And I don't mean cope, don't go in the mirror and tell yourself some bullshit, but look, affirmations work. And I'm not just saying this because I believe in affirmations. I'm saying this because I didn't do affirmations, and then I had someone else spiritually inclined like me to not force me. You know, you can't force no one to do things. Well, she convinced me. She's like, oh, you're really gonna argue, you know, with spirit? This affirmation works, try it. Like, so the affirmation I did was, I said, I am enough and I attract all that I seek. I'm pretty sure it was that. But you kind of get the point in the affirmation, like, I am enough. You know, if if you have a deficit mindset, if you think like, yo, I can't do certain things, that pretty much means that you don't believe that you can do enough, you know. So you say, I am enough, and then you say, I attract all that I seek. Because all that you seek can be attracted to you. And I don't mean, I'm not trying to go into depth in manifestation. I'm just giving you the simple fact. If you build a framework, you do things that allow you to think a certain way. You tell yourself, I am enough, I attract all that I seek. You start to actually do things that you want. Like, you actually started, like, you know, because I have motive, right? I could be depressed as shit. I will still go exercise because, you know what? If I fucking die tomorrow, like, I'd rather be a fucking exercise. And like, I'm not gonna die a bitch. That's what keeps me from killing myself. I'm not gonna die a bitch. That's how I view it. But you see, I still think less of myself. Then I say, you know, I attract all that I seek. What was it? You know, or you could say something like, I am more. But it starts with I am. It starts with me. I am this, I am that. I can, I will. If you say I can't, I won't, you know. But saying won't means you're stubborn. Saying you can't means you're selling yourself short. You know, that's small dick energy. Like, you're selling yourself short. So, let me give you an example. I'm very afraid of girls. And it's not that I'm afraid of them necessarily. Like, it's not social anxiety. I still struggle with the framework of misandry. You know, I didn't grow up with a dad, and my mom wasn't that great either. She doesn't really get laid, you know. I have a mom that doesn't get laid. No offense to her, you know. She's not even that old. I remember when she was exercising, like, I loved it because she was really, like, she seemed more happy and more stuff, and you know, it made me happy because she was out of the house and she didn't just watch TV. You know, like, that's something that will eternally bother me until, like, she's too old to fucking get up. And okay, but yeah, that's something that, like, personally, it affects me. Like, I can't see my mom fucking sitting on the couch. It's been years, bro. Like, it's not like she's not relaxing, bro. She's not retired, you know. She acts retired, but we don't have the money to afford that. At least not for me, you know. I wouldn't say that's I don't consider you retired until you just have money. Like, you could be young and retired. Do you want to be young and retired? Don't you want to be, like, not rich, but don't you want to be well off? Don't you want to be healthy, well off? You know, like I was saying earlier, like, we make fun of these fucking gurus because they sell you, like, some fucking new agey bullshit. How to make money, top 10 things, like, you know, do this, or like, take cold showers. You know why the fuck I started taking cold showers? It doesn't give you charisma, at least not for me, right? Everyone's built different. But you know what cold showers do for me? They build mental resilience. I don't want to go take a cold shower. You think I want to do that shit? No. 3 weeks later, I'm used to it. Like, like yeah, I'd be freezing, like I'd be shaking, but I don't shake no more. My immune system went up. My resilience went up. Like, I don't fucking like bitch out. I'll be like, I've done this once, twice. I've done this many times, right? I can't even shower with boiling water no more because it's boiling. Like, it does, like, the real benefits, I'll tell you, guaranteed, factual. It does boost your immune system because, like, you build resistance to the cold. It definitely builds mental resilience. It's gonna help you work out, man. It's gonna help you really make gains. It's gonna make you a girl, guy, doesn't matter what your gender, your sexual preferences, bro. Cold showers, you could treat yourself to a warm bath. No, not hot shower, not spraying, but a bath, lay down, put some candles, or, you know, candles are not gay, bro. Trust me, man. A candle feels nice, bro. Hey, but like, if you think it's still gay, bro, get yourself a girl. Go, like, bro, she'll love it when you set candles and roses, or make it smell, get a bath bomb, I don't know. It's up to you. But, like, trust. Treat yourself to something nice. What is the reality you live in? You live in a shitty reality, right? You don't like how your life is set up. You know, and, oh, I don't really have a choice. Okay, it may be true. But you can work towards a better reality. You know, do you really believe you don't have a choice? Like, yeah, there's factors. Like, I'm saying, I know, it's obvious. Like, there's factors. There's something, you know, I know you can't do it, but you can. I'm trying to tell you can. Please don't be stubborn. I've been just like you. I've been in this before. You see the ducks? Looks nice here. If you've been in the struggle, man, or if you are in the struggle, like, cause like I've been, right? I've been depressed. I've wanted to kill myself before. The way I was, like, to tell you the truth, the way I was gonna do it, since I found it like the easiest way and not less common, cause I you know, I read a lot of women, and supposedly due to statistics, like they'll just try to like drug themselves so they can like sleep. And a lot of guys will use more violent methods. But I live in Cali. There's no fucking guns out here. And frankly, I don't think I'll be able to shoot myself properly. Like, I never shot a gun in my life. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna cap, bro. Like, I've never shot a gun in my life. I could stab myself, but then I'd hesitate. So you know what? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump on a fucking toaster in the tub. like that's the funniest way. Like I don't know. That's fucking funny. Like, you jump in and you get electrocuted and you die. Like, you know, that probably kill me, and it probably wouldn't hurt, because I've been one time, like, I was in the shower and I slipped out, and there was like the fucking the hair dryer connected, and like that I touched that shit, I was all wet. Like, I fucking slipped and I felt what it's like to be electrocuted. So, you know, given enough voltage, I'd probably face away, you know, move into another life. And by the way, I believe existence never ends. So that's another thing that keeps me from killing myself, because what's the fucking point of killing yourself if you're just gonna come back? Kind of like Buddha Samsara. Like, you'll just respawn. I don't believe in like the Christian version of eternal life. I feel like life is just eternal for the sake of being eternal. And like, and like, I don't know, you gain experience points or some bullshit as a soul. Like, back to topic. So, the mind is feeble because you could feed it all sorts of information, and that's fucking scary, bro. What kind of content are you watching? What kind of food are you consuming? What kind of things are you doing? You know, is any of that even improving your life? That's what really matters the most. So it's not only actions. It's not like, dude, top 10 exercises, or like take cold showers, or like top 10 foods. All those things are on top of your up here. You know, there's many levels to being down bad. You know, being so down bad because your job fucking sucks. Being so down bad you don't even go to work no more. being so down bad that you just, I feel like living a pointless life is worse than suicide. You know, because like suicide, I mean, non-spiritually speaking, you know, if you're atheist, like, yeah, suicide is just, you just end it, and you don't know what happens after death. You know, after, you know, whatever happens after death is really up to you. Let's put it that way. And when you change yourself from a framework and you understand that the mind is feeble, and you apply things on top of that framework that'll help your life, that change will come. Trust me on that. I'm not gonna give you a framework, but I guess I should give you a guideline before I quit talking. The framework, the guidelines for the framework should be: number one, is it gonna get me my desire? Is it gonna get me my will? Second, does it change those around me? So you motherfucker, you thought it was gonna be just like just all about you. No. You could really affect other people. You know, like, and it's a beautiful thing. It's like you're hearing it from me, bro. Like, I genuinely hated the world. You know, I still struggle with it. Like, if you go out your way to help other people, you're acting upon the framework that involves the rest of reality. A lot of people are fucking stuck up and they don't realize it. And not in a like egotistical way, more like in a self-centered reality where everything else is the problem, or they're their own problem. And like I said, you know, that's not what the fuck you want. Otherwise, you know, fuck it, dog. Just stay stuck. You know, live a shit life, bro. Like, I can't help you if you're stubborn. No one can. Like, it's up to you to do the good habits, to have a framework based on the 3 guidelines. The first one was, is this gonna help me accomplish my goals? You know, you ask yourself that question. What do I believe in? What type of person I am? You know, how do I treat other people? You know, what do I want out of this life? And these are very broad, deep-end questions, or very simple. And you know, what's the last time you really took down notes on your own thoughts? Do you give yourself time? Do you just work and do school? We all need time off, bro. Like, we all need like a certain like period, you know, not just to fucking rest and be a fucking blob, not do shit. Like, the best thing you could do is you just breathe, or you could lay at the wall, or you could just write down, whatever helps. Listen to music and go for a walk. Spend that time alone and gain back your consciousness, reconnect. And especially, like, if you live in a city like me, man, nature helps me. Like, nature keeps me healthy, keeps me alive. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'd do without this park. Not just this park, man. Like, this park will get boring eventually too, but I think, like, I like to record my videos here. It's nice scenery. I like speaking to you at a park, like where else, like, you know. I'm not gonna take you to a fucking trap house where it's too loud, you can't hear me. Alright. How you treat yourself, how you treat others. And the third one, I've been saying it this whole time. It should be obvious. Guess what it is? What do you think it is? It's how you view the world as a thing. How you treat yourself, how you treat other people, how you view the world as a thing. What do physical items mean? What does, like, real reality, like taste and senses, your 5 senses and shit? like it gets kind of autistic. Like, yeah, you know, it's funny. Like, if you're not a person to question these things, then it's not that hard. You really just observe. This is what people that are quiet do. They observe and they think a lot. Now, if you're a thinker, an observer like me, put yourself out there. Get out of your comfort zone. Stop being a fucking pussy. and like really make a mantra. It doesn't have to be the specific one I gave you. You know, I am and I attract all that I seek. That one's really good. That one's really good, but something among those lines, like to really boost your motivation to, you know, so don't make it complicated. Don't overthink, bro. Don't overthink. Just make it simple. Like, I am this and I achieve that. That's it. That's all. Two things you need, because they're based on the guidelines, right? Like, you wanted a fucking guideline, maybe you didn't, you know. If you got the info, you gotta click off the video and you gotta go and apply it, right? But if you're still here, thank you. I appreciate it. Leave a comment down below, because I don't want like subscribers. I want engagement over subscribers. I got 1 million subscribers, but I wouldn't go fuck it. No one's like listening to me, right? Okay, last time, I'm gonna repeat it, man. First thing is, how do I treat myself? Do affirmations. Spend time thinking. If you overthink, if you think too much, or you don't act upon things, stop being a fucking pussy. Get out of that comfort zone. If you're already thinking it's easier for you, you just have to change those thoughts, because you have the power to manipulate. You didn't like that word, huh? But like, you have the power to manipulate your own mind. Dude, I've made myself believe that the world is fucking shit. I've made myself believe that like things are not perfect, you know? And then I wonder like, oh, why is it like this? You know? Instead of, or some people say like, how can I make it better? But then they're really lost. They don't really have a clue. They don't really know what they want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, think of possibilities. That's the framework. Like, oh, I don't know what you want to do, because that's deficit. You know, it's like, it's basically saying like, oh, I'm kind of lost. No. You're not lost. You just haven't opened your eyes, bro. Like, choose a path. Like, you have many paths. You have so many options. And then you're like, oh, damn, I have a lot of things to choose. I don't know what to choose, but like, now at least you kind of have like a choice. Like, you have choice. But if you have no clue, you feel lost. You're deficit. You know, oh, I don't have any choices because I don't know what the fuck to think. This could be applied so many ways, man. The mind is feeble. It's not weakness, man. It's a choice. It's a choice to be weak. The mind is feeble. You feed it. You give it certain contexts. You give it a construct. You give it, you know, things to write off of. And that's essentially what manifestation is. Manifestation, like, yeah, it does have like a spiritual side. It does have its thing, but fucking shit, what is all this? How do you think manifestation works, bro? That's literally it. Like, you think a certain way, and then you put the actions into place, and you didn't manifest out of thin air, bro. You don't manifest a fucking house by just being there. You manifest the house by thinking about the house. Like, there's different manifestation techniques. One is to build a dream board. What's your dream life like? And I'd recommend you to do this, because it's just arts and crafts, bro. It's not gonna kill you. You know, you don't have to like have a whole fucking, you don't have to build on a spiritual framework, but you can use this technique. Get a board, do cutouts, or do drawings, you know. The more you put into it, because this is gonna be for you. If you're gonna use a dream board. A dream board is basically, you place details and you do small writings. You could do them. I would recommend getting a journal better, you know, to really go into depth. The more you put into it, the more pictures, the more depth you go into it, the specific details, every single little thing. How, like, let's say for example, how a house looks, how many windows, what door it has, who lives in it, what it is, and then find ways. And don't focus on money. Don't focus on money. Don't let money drive you away. Like, if you want money, then yeah, focus on money. If you want a thing, if you want a person, focus on that and not money, because money is a distraction from that thing. Now, why do I say that? Because money isn't the means to everything. Yeah, it's a resource. Now, especially like, if you're like me, bro, when I was a communist in high school, or especially because I'm poor, right? Like, you know, I wasn't brought up to think of money as a resource. It's something I learned through being an adult. I used to think money was bad, right? I used to think like, capitalist pigs, you know, money's evil. What kind of framework is that, bro? That's why I'm fucking poor. Like, I'm being fucking stupid. Like, you're not gonna, you know. But money's not everything either. Money's a means to get to where you are. It's little steps. It's not setting goals, it's setting landmarks. You know, a goal could be very big or a goal could be very small. But whatever you want to call it, the same thing is the same thing. Landmarks. You kind of treat life as a video game. You know, spend your days and nights doing something out of the normal. If you live a very mundane life and you think your life is boring, walk a different route. If you don't walk, drive a different route. You know, there's social conditioning. If your life is boring, there's social conditioning. That's the issue. You know, you're conditioned to do things a certain set of way and stuff. If you're a rebel like me, kind of force yourself to do something you don't want. Please listen to me. Do something you don't want, because there's a learning experience right there. You're not gonna preserve yourself. It's not gonna change you. I mean, it might, but it's towards the positive. But don't be scared, right? Don't have a pussy mentality. Like, you know, it's kind of like having abusive friends that force you to do drugs. Like, I'm not gonna be your friend no more if you don't do drugs with me. Get the fuck out of there. You don't need it. Like, that doesn't make you a rebel. That doesn't make you cool. But that's just an example, you know, perhaps. But do something positive. You know, for me, I was gonna say an example earlier. I remember there's this cute girl with a dog, and I'm scared of two things: cute girls and dogs, and they're both together. The retarded, like, fucking side of me, like my stupid ass side of my mind, told me to move out the way and go across the street, bro. Don't get in her way. Not because I'm scared of her, not because she will reject me. I could easily talk to a girl, but I'm rejecting myself, right? I'm thinking like I'm a bother. I'm thinking that, oh, you know, women hate men. You know, I don't deserve to be here. It could go from simple just being scared because, like, you know, I don't want to be a bother to her. You know, so I'm gonna be nice and get the fuck out the way. That's pretty fucking lame. That's some pussy shit. Like, you don't want to do that, bro. You don't want to be like me. You don't have to be a fucking creep and approach the girl. If you have problems with girls, bro, like, I'm gonna start doing this. I'm gonna take action. I'm gonna just start saying hi. I'm gonna just start being more open with people. I'm gonna just say, hey, how's your day? You know, I don't have to have a whole ass conversation with them. The reason why I don't talk to people is because I don't want to talk to them, right? But if I want to grow and learn as a person, I gotta give myself the risk. For me, it's a risk, you know. It's not a chance. It's not like I don't get joy out of it. But then I'm pretty bored of being all alone. So I have two choices. Do I want to be alone? Do I want to be a fucking pussy? Or do I want to learn and grow and be stronger from that? Because weakness is a choice. Am I just gonna stay the same? Or am I gonna feed myself the idea, like, maybe I should say hi to people, maybe I should open up? You know, there's a reason why I'm like this, because I chose to be, you know. I reinforce that state of mind. I reinforce that framework. So for you, what I want you to do is, today, think of all the things you want, and don't think, how am I gonna get them? I mean, yeah, it's cool, like, if you set little staples. You know, I don't want to say goal, because, like I said, goals could be very big, goals could be very small, but there's certain steps to take to the bigger picture. The real bigger picture is you. So I want you to think all the things you want, and instead of thinking, how am I gonna get it, think, what do I see in myself? Like, how do I think of myself? What's stopping me? You know, it's not because you're depressed, bro. It's not because, you know, it's not because you're schizophrenic. Those voices in your head, like, you know, I'm not a clinical therapist, but trust me, bro. If you put yourself in a way nicer environment, you need to be in a better environment. If you have mental illness, A lot of mental illness could be healed, or it could be alleviated by being in a better environment. Bad environments can make healthy people fucked in the head. Now imagine if you're already fucked in the head. You need to be in a way better environment. I hope you're the best. I really hope like that you do go to a better environment. You know, it'll help a lot. If you're bipolar, that too. You know, it's kind of harder because you know people don't really understand what it means to be bipolar, but you know, you gotta keep those who are supportive closest to you, right? Anyone else who treats you like shit, fuck them. Don't stick around. They don't deserve you, right? Don't be fucking petty and stuck up, bro. But like, you should know that someone doesn't care about you. They're not, you know. Don't let them abuse you like that. That sucks. Like, that's fucking ass. If you have multiple personality disorder, each personality kind of has its own frameworks. I hope I'm right on this. You know, I've never had like clinical like multiple personality disorder, but I've when I used to get bullied, I remember like there was a point in time. There's so many stories I could tell you, right? But I want to end it short, so. But I could tell you, like, if you want to know, I could tell you a story of how I got rejected so much that I convinced myself I was gay. I could tell you a story how, like, I was so down bad, like, I convinced myself I was two different people. But I didn't really, like, it wasn't like, you know. But if you do have clinical multiple personality disorder, your framework affects you too. It affects everybody. It doesn't matter how healthy you are physically, mentally, or if you have clinical mental condition. I'm telling you, like, it's not hard with words, but anything that is obvious with words is not obvious because you need to try it out. You need to apply it. I'm not promoting guns, violence, or like, you know, nothing fucking rancid and weird. I'm just saying, question reality and build it up to something positive. Question reality, change it to something that benefits you. You know, not out of ego, not out of self-gain. Something that benefits you and others. Something that makes the physical, real life enjoyable. If it's stressing you out, if it's making you upset, it's not good for you. You know, and don't be fucking lazy. Don't be a bitch. If it takes struggle, but it's gonna get you something, you know, not monetary value, but like in a life lesson, like a growing, like learning person, go through with it. All right, that's all. I hope you have a nice day. Okay, if you watch this all the way to the end, what should you say? Just insult me, but like make it smart. Actually, not like, all right, let me come up with something good. Make fun of my nose, and that's how I know you watched till the end. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.